Minnesota Vikings were playing a game in Denver at the time, needing to beat Denver and hope that Washington would lose and they would be in the playoffs. Chester Taylor capping off the first drive for the Vikings by leaping for the pylon, but losing the ball in the process. Initially called a touchdown, but Mike Shanahan correctly challenged the call because you will see the ball leaves Taylor's hand before it hits the pylon.
Yep. He doesn't have possession of it when he hits the pylon.
So fumbles out of the end zone. Denver has the football. A big sequence right there early on in this football game that worked against Brad Childress in a must-win game for the Minnesota Vikings. Second quarter, Vikings down 7-3. Tavares Jackson with a wide-open Troy Williamson.
It's the difference between winning and losing football games.
That's why I can't be a coach.
Make a play.
I'm cutting him right there. Right after the play, you come to the bench and go straight to the locker room.
You cut him.
Yeah, I need that. This is the playoff time. I need that.
Meanwhile, the ball was bouncing well for the Broncos as Jay Cutler finds Brandon Marshall. Ball pops out of his hands and then right back to him.
Thank you very much.
But with Cutler, I like when he's scrambling. He's always looking downfield to make a play.
And he can go right or left.
So later on in the drive, Cutler finds Tony Scheffler, no relation to Adam Schefter. 2-yard touchdown. Broncos up 14-3 at the half. And in the third quarter, Brandon Marshall, the young wide receiver, hits a milestone. He's the first Bronco since Rod Smith in 2001 to come up with more than 100 catches in a season.
This guy's going to be a star. Just watch out for him. He's big and he's strong and he's talented.
Fourth quarter, the Broncos up 17-3. 3rd and 20 for Tavares Jackson inside his own 10. And the ball is completed, but you saw a flag being thrown. It is on offensive lineman Ryan Cook.
Is it in the end zone?
For hog-tying Elmas Dumervil in the end zone.
Right there.
Yeah. 3rd and 20, that's a disaster situation. Just throw a screen, shovel pass, something. Just get off the field.
So it's 2 more points for the Broncos, 19-3, and then they want more points on 4th and 6. Instead of sending out Jason Elam for a field goal, they go for it on 4th and 6, and Scheffler doesn't even come close to the first down, so the Vikings get the ball back down 16. 4th and 8 from the Bronco 26, having to go for it, and Jackson hits Robert Ferguson down to the 5.
Tavares Jackson's got to be able to do this if he's a good young quarterback. Make a drive at the end of the game to come back.
And he hits Bobby Wade to begin the comeback. 2-point conversion's good, so it's an 8-point game with 4 minutes to go. They have the ball back, and now here he is scrambling.
See, this is the extra incentive that he brings to the table. You know, he has a complete running game, passing game, he's working on that, but he can run with the football to move the chains.
And then 3 plays later, Jackson to Wade, buying time, extending the play, and Wade must have seen what Cleo Lemon did last week.
That was inside the pylon this time. Look at it. That's smart. That's correct. Good job by Tavares Jackson extending the play.
And then
hit it in.
He gets it in for the 2-point conversion and sends the game into overtime, and the Vikings get the ball in overtime, which is usually very beneficial unless you turn it over inside your own red zone.
Don't remind you of his youthfulness.
Alvin McKinley sacks Jackson. Dumervil recovers, and out comes the sure right-legged Jason Elam. 22-19, the Broncos win and end the Vikings season, which technically was ended by Washington with its win over Dallas, but nevertheless, Minnesota lost its final 2 games after a 5-game winning streak. Adrian Peterson, only 144 rushing yards and 2 touchdowns in his last 4 games. Defense is catching up to the young Peterson there.